Hey guys, it's me again, Miss Clark. This is lesson 7 of our measurement and data unit. Today we're going to talk about selecting an appropriate display. So the first thing we need to know is how many different types of graphs do we know about? So we know there's bar graphs, line graphs, circle graphs, dot plots, box plots, histograms, pictographs. Those are all the ones we've already discussed. So when I want to name this is a histogram. You notice it's intervals. And then of course, this is a circle graph. It shows parts of a whole. So, which display more easily shows the number of weeks the class collected between 30 and 39? This is a range, so this is the easiest one to look at. So which display more easily shows percents? Of course, the circle graph. So, selecting an appropriate display. How do we know which one is the most appropriate? So let's look. Bar graph. Bar graph shows the number of items in specific categories. Box plot shows the measures of variation for sets of data. This is also very good for large sets of data. Circle graph, parts to the whole. Double bar graph compares two sets. Histogram, frequency, those are the intervals. Everything will be in equal intervals. Line graph shows change over a period of time. And a dot plot shows frequency of the data. So when deciding the type of data to use, you ask yourself these 3 questions. What type of information is given? What do you want the display to show? And how will it be analyzed? So let's look at our first example. It says, select an appropriate display to show the number of boys of different age ranges. There's our key right there, ranges. So we are going to use the histogram because it's a range, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19. So since we're doing intervals, intervals is histogram. So select an appropriate display for the percent of students in each grade at a middle school. Percent, right there, tells us we're going to do part to a whole. So we're doing students in a grade compared to the middle school, part to whole. So we're going to use a circle graph. Example 2, select an appropriate type of display to compare the percent. There's our key right there, percent. So we're doing a part to part because this wants to show Iowa to Nebraska, but still, because we're dealing with the percents, you're going to choose the circle graph. So first example table lists ticket prices for school musicals during recent years. Predict the price of a ticket in 2013. Construct the display. What do you conclude? So let's look at this. We're doing time. We're doing change over time. Change over time is a line graph. So this is a real short lesson, guys. You should know how each of these graphs are used based off of the past years. So the number of people who have different kinds of pets, this is specific categories, so we're going to go with a bar graph. The percent of different ways electricity is generated, percent, we're doing part to a whole, so we're going to do a circle graph. So prices of sandwiches at a restaurant, it gives you all the different prices to determine how many sandwiches range from 3 to $3.99. So that's an interval. So because we're doing intervals, we're going to use a histogram. So over here I've created the histogram. I did 2 to $2.99, 3 to $3.99, 4 to $4.99, and 5 to $5.99. So when I go back and compare all of my data, 2 sandwiches, 3, 3, 1. So it wants me to compare the number of sandwiches that are priced 3 to $3.99 to the number of sandwiches that are priced 4 to $4.99. Expressed as ratios. So here's my ratio, 3 to 3. Here's my fraction, 3 over 3. Here's my decimal. 3 over 3 is 1. And then here's my percent, 100%. Okay. Survey asked teens which subject they felt was most difficult. Construct an appropriate display of data. Justify your reasoning. How many more total students were surveyed than prefer social studies? So I did a circle graph. 19% was neither. 25% was English. 39 social studies. 17 for English. Circle graph compares part to a whole, so 100% minus 39 is 61 more students. So the whole is the 100%, and then the 39 is social studies. And that is it, guys. So you're going to do the independent practice. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.